and being of service to the person you're translating for, then why are you a translator? I think that's at the heart of it, is being fully present to represent the voice of somebody else as best you can, and knowing that you're going to make mistakes. But that's a very human-centered activity and shouldn't be given to machines.
Can I add something? I really like what you said. You need to be of service to the communication. I think you're advocating for competent communication in the context of interpretation, right? I once was interpreting for legal purposes. I think what's at stake was that person, they're appealing for refugee status, and it was about something of LGBTQ and policies in China, and I at that point I had to make a decision about whether I should break out of my interpreter role and to actually talk to the person who is filing for that approval and say, you're not understanding the person's question. They're asking about something, and then there's a miscommunication. The person who is making the decision about the refugee application does not understand why someone might be straight acting in China. And the person who's trying to, I thought that she would be able to provide that information, and she didn't. And I was really worried that, and I think about that moment because I thought the training should be that I should translate what's being said, and I had to make a decision to advocate for what I think would be the ultimate success of communication. So I had to break down, ask for permission from both of them and say, hey, I need to take a moment. I'd like to help her understand and help you understand eventually. So I don't know if that means it's not about literature translation, but
And did they let you do it?
I think they did, yeah. And I think it made a huge difference because I think that the answer that she was going to give would not be helping her case because they misunderstood each other, and there's an important context about what it means to be a lesbian woman in China in that particular city that she was in that nobody was asking about, and I somehow knew about that, and I think about that moment a lot. What if I wasn't there to be that translator, and that case I don't know, I'm just saying. So there's a lot at stake here. So you're always advocating for communication, for the
It's all about people being human together. And this is something human and humane. And so this is something that no machine can do, because this is not about transmitting just the meaning of the words. It's sometimes about transmitting a whole reality. It's about being reassuring. I work often here in town with a law firm that provides services to Spanish-speaking immigrants. And so when I start interpreting, the client is often confused and very emotional and lost. And so I take some time to just talk to them as a human being. Oh, hi, how are you doing? The weather is really crazy. And you see the person just experiencing such relief. It's like, finally I'm understood. Finally somebody's here who's going to be able to explain my reality to others. And this is the capacity to be human with other people who do not share our language. I think is one of the best things about knowing other languages. We have time for another question.
I just have another story about translating and interpreting. I think it really is so important to at least attempt at understanding the culture. There was a moment where I found myself in a room of mostly men. I think I was the only woman, and it was mostly American men and Afghan men. And we were talking, they were talking back and forth in different languages, and like sometimes I even find myself like nodding my head even though I don't know what people are saying. But there was something that was said that was pretty accusatory towards some actions that were perceived as not being done by the International Institute. And like when I understood what they were trying to say, like my emotions went a little bit more, like I started crying. I was like really offended that they didn't see the action and thought that I was putting into the project. And unbeknownst to me, somebody was videotaping me, like, or, you know, photography or something. And so like later on, most of the Afghans then like looked at me as like, oh my, that person cares. Like, because of the emotion that I was showing. And I didn't even speak the language. We were talking about female pregnancy things, and that's another reason why I was the one who could speak, because there were no other females in the room. But it was, you know, even the cultural idiosyncrasies about men and women, or professionals and non-professionals, and emotions play a huge part into interpretation in translations. Well, we're not necessarily well, as you said, translations it does, because you're trying to, but I think that it's all intertwined, and I loved hearing from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you everybody. This was a great group, and it's a very good discussion, very enriching for all of us. Thank you, Soren, for organizing. It's always a really great event for us to be present and to share our experiences. And thank you everybody, and have a wonderful day.
Well, before you leave, I wanted to observe something. I left my country in 2003, and now that I have Romanian television at home because I brought my father-in-law to stay with us, I rediscover Romanian. And the language has evolved. We discover words that are now imbued with kind of calculation of English. Taken expressions that we never had when I was living in Romania, and I feel like Rip Van Winkle. What happened while I was sleeping? They're somewhere else. But it's the acculturation process that comes through these modern tools of communication that actually can spoil the original language of a country if they are too accepting of the lingua franca of their century. And lingua franca of our century is English. Yes.
I do have some concluding remarks, if I may. First off, on the point of what you were guys saying about humanity and being humane, I think foreign languages is also, and like getting to experience other cultures is one of those instruments that let you understand at the very end, like that kind of shakes your preconceptions, prejudices to the core when you get to know all these people from other parts of the world and question what was told to you about them, and to find out that despite all the differences, cultural differences, you are human beings with the same universal values. That's one. And second, I want to encourage you guys to register for Ukrainian course next semester. If you foreign languages is something that you're excited about and that you're considering, please consider registering for Ukrainian 101 in the fall semester. It's not going to be me who will be teaching it, but another shiny new Ukrainian at SIUE from Fulbright program. And you will get to at least learn another alphabet, another script, and all of the other awesome, cool things about Ukraine.